What up, though? What up, though? We live, baby. The courthouse is live, baby. Let me get this link shared out there. What up, though? If you want some, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. If you want it, come get it. Posting the link right now. It is the courthouse episode 3. We are live. Got to get the game on too. What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? Jeff will be here in just 1 second. What up, Alien Source? Thank you for hopping in. We are just getting the stream started up. Excited to watch some basketball tonight. Excited to debate some people tonight. Excited to see what kind of takes people decide to bring to this SOB. Getting this live and ready to go. Let's turn on some basketball. How's everyone doing tonight? I am feeling that middle of the week exhaustion. But that's what that middle of the week is. But it's okay because I'm here for the courthouse. We're watching Boston, Milwaukee right now. Life is good, man. Boston, Milwaukee, just as far as how heavyweight of a series that's been, dog, like unreal. And you know, with how it's been going so far, obviously right now it's about halftime. Boston's up by 9. Giannis looks like it's a little depleted. You know, it's one of those things where I just, man, it just, as great as Giannis is, it just they look outmanned. They really do. I just think this is Boston growing up and kind of really becoming the team that we kind of thought and hoped that they would eventually be, you know. It's Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown both are growing up as players and as people. I think Boston's going to end up winning the series. And that's just what my gut's telling me. Now, here's the thing. Never count out Giannis Antetokounmpo, man. Let me tell you, this Giannis guy is a freak, man. Knock on wood if you're with me, man. Oh, my gosh. Jeff had people drinking people. He had people drinking hot, spicy Mountain Dew. What? There's a flaming hot Mountain Dew. All right, hold on. Jeff's gonna get in the stream. I'm gonna have him explain this clip when he gets in here in a minute. But man, yeah, I just don't think Milwaukee has the team this year as far as health, as far as depth, as far as what they need to do. Because I mean, listen, Milwaukee, their roster had a limited time to it. We all kind of knew it. It was kind of whether or not Brooke Lopez could kind of continue being that player that they needed him to be. And, I would say the answer for the most part has been, not quite. I mean, tonight he's scoreless for them. I mean, Brooke Lopez has really been a non-factor these playoffs. And then Serge Ibaka, who they traded for at the deadline, obviously he hasn't played. So, you look at these teams, you look at this team and you look like from the top to bottom, and it's just really once Chris Middleton got out of the lineup, it's just not the same team. It really isn't. But I tell you what, I thought Boston, I was disappointed with the roster that they had coming into this year. I questioned if this was going to be a team that could do anything, but I will say this Boston team is insanely long and athletic. Also, has Grant Williams, I know he's not playing tonight. Or no, he's starting tonight. My mistake. He's missed 2 shot sites. This doesn't help my little bit. Has Grant Williams ever missed a shot? Ever? Every time I see this man take a 3, bang! 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 Like, this guy's freaking money. Unreal. But that's okay. That's just my little opening rambling, just me getting thoughts out there. What's everyone got on their mind tonight as we're joining the courthouse, getting ready? Jeff's on his way. What questions do you have as far as basketball? And as always, if you want some, come get some. I dropped the link in the chat. If you want to come and debate myself and Jeff Iafrady, that is your open invitation to do so. We are chilling here. Also, one thing, I was on Woodward Heavyweights. Our guys over at the Heavyweights. Let me share my screen real quick. They my guys Easy and Spencer, baby. They got the podcast, and so hopped on with them today. And yeah, so it was a really good episode, really fun. Went in there when I was in Detroit and hung out with those guys. So be sure to go check that out. Really proud of how that episode turned out. And yeah, those guys are awesome, man. But tonight, this week, we have the continuation of these playoffs. And when we got the continuation, we got Jeff Iafrady sneaking a bite coming into the stream. What's going on, Jeff? How you doing, man?
Dude, I am so happy to be here right now. This is going to be a blast, an absolute blast.
Oh, this is going to be great. I can't wait. Dude, I'm ready for some people to step it up, man. If they want it, come get it. You know what I mean? Jeff, first of all, have you been watching this Milwaukee-Boston game? And if you have, or if not, what do you think about this series? What do you think about how it's been going down? And who you got winning? Who's your favorite right now between Boston and Milwaukee?
I don't think there really is a favorite. It's tough to call, man. I think this is the most entertaining series to me because you have two teams that, and I said this, whoever wins this series, probably making the NBA Finals. That's my take. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I will stick with my pick. I said Milwaukee. All right, so I'm not jumping ship.
It's not looking great so far tonight, man. Here's the thing. This right now,
it ain't.
Milwaukee would have to win one more in Boston in order to make it happen. I don't know if they're going to be able to win one in Boston right now, especially with how good the Celtics are playing on their home floor. They're just making it their own, dude. They look terrified. And so
Yeah.
I
No,
just question.
absolutely.
Yeah, I just question what they'll be able to do. But Jeff, oh, Jeff's internet is garbage. He'll be right back. And we back. There we go.
Had to give it a redo real quick. All right. We're good.
Hey, that's okay. That's okay. It's just good to see you, man.
Yeah, so, no, I mean, we got to get here. So whoever's on Twitter right now or whoever's seeing this, man.
Yeah, 100%. Let me send you the tweet so you can share it. We just got to get people hopping in. I think, it's Wednesday night. The game's going on. People are too scared to come and face me, I think is really what it is. But that's okay. Jeff, later tonight, obviously right now we have Bucks Celtics, but later tonight we have Golden State and Memphis. And there was a topic that was introduced on the Courthouse that someone believed that Klay Thompson is the fourth most important player on the Golden State Warriors.
Oh, God.
Jeff, why is that wrong?
Okay, so a couple things. Number one, I would love, I think I know who it is.
Oh yeah, you know who it is.
Okay, so my problem with that is people underestimate Klay's value. And number one, what the hell did people expect Klay to be when he came back? I mean, the guy's been up for nearly 2 years, and everyone expects him to. He's pretty much averaging what he averages. I mean, he's shooting lower efficiency, which of course he is going to. The guy has been out since Toronto won the goddamn finals. So that's been quite some time. It's been a couple years. So in Klay's case, he's just fine. But even if he lost a step defensively, the value
since this guy played basketball. Like let this guy come back and figure it out, man. For God's sake.
And he's still playing. He has big games now. He had the more consistency that'll come with him just being on the court, man. Just let him play ball. Jordan Poole hasn't missed significant time. He's a great player, but to say he is emerging as more valuable, I mean, listen, it's another option, of course, but to say no. Defenses, I'm telling you, man, every time Klay's on the court, game plans change. Like a guy like that can hit at that rate. I mean, especially with Steph, I mean, it's over. Yeah. It's completely over.
Yeah, 100%. Speaking of changes, this is a game-changing stream that Jeff and I are going to be doing each and every week. All we need from you in the Courthouse, this is an open forum. Jeff and I are more than willing to sit up here and talk basketball and have you guys watch us. However, if you want some... You know what, Jeff? Hold on. If you want some, come get some. If you want to come debate, the link is in the chat.
Or even just talk. Like, come in here and chill, man. Like,
or even just come in here and chill, man. We're just here to chat. This is a place for us to hang out with our community. We're here to answer any questions you got. We're here to talk basketball, man.
It may just organically end up being a debate. Like, that's why people need to just get up here so we can hear what they have to say, and then we'll just, like, organically, either agree with them or disagree with them.
Yeah. Now, first, as we're waiting for people to hop in and get the cojones to come get some, I do have to ask you a question, Jeff. I see you posted on Twitter on the Woodward Sports page that you are having people drink the flaming hot Mountain Dew flavor. First of all, what in the hell is flaming hot Mountain Dew taste like? And how bad was it?
It's exactly how you'd expect it to taste. Complete ass. Listen, I mean, we went to me and Mikey walked across the street, went and bought like 8 of these drinks. Gave everybody a taste test. Obviously, it wasn't the same bottle. Everyone had their own bottle, but nobody finished their drink. I'll just tell you that. Nobody finished their drink. It was good initially because you get the carbonation. You're like, all right, it's a pop. And then as it starts going down your throat, you're like, yeah, this is the most. It's like it almost gave like an alcohol feel to it when it burns your throat, but there was no satisfaction from it. It's just Mountain Dew. So no, it was. I wouldn't say I was upset because I knew it was going to taste bad, but that's why I gave it. I gave it like a 7.5, whatever. I gave it 7.2, whatever. But
you gave it a 7.2 out of 10.
Here's the problem. So I drank it initially. Immediately, as soon as I drank it, I gave the rating. And then as he was, that we ended the video, I'm sitting there. I'm like, I was way too friendly. This tasted like complete garbage. It's the more it sat in, like you had it on your taste buds, it got worse. So initially a 7, and then as it probably went all the way down to a damn 2.
It was kind of like one of those things where it's like, okay, I don't hate that this is happening right now. And it's like, nope, completely changed my mind. This is
You're
terrible.
Like, yeah, I hate this. Yeah, that was exactly my thought process.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, no, that's I saw that Mountain Dew flavor existed, and your reaction was to run towards. My reaction was to run away because I just didn't think there was any good outcome of drinking that frickin' Mountain Dew.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Banks says, "What up, though? What up, though?" If you want to hop in and debate us, hop in and debate us.
Yes,
but
sir.
also, if you're here to just join the stream and watch along, ask us your questions, whether it be Pistons related, whether it be basketball, like NBA related. Heck, Jeff might even throw you a football answer if you want him to. Dance, monkey, dance. We'll do it. Jeff, I will say we've been going through and doing this week our draft coverage, getting ready for the NBA draft lottery stream that we will be doing next week at Woodward Sports. And so far, we've talked about Paolo Banchero, Jabari Smith Jr., Shaden Sharp, and then tomorrow, Jeff, our Chet Holmgren video drops, baby.
Isn't it our longest actual breakdown of a player yet? Isn't that the longest video?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, yep, I'm telling you, the most detail.
We go 18 minutes on that, man. We go 18 minutes. And it's a lot of positive things. And so, yeah, I'm very much looking forward for people seeing that one. I'm not looking forward to seeing the comment section on that one because it's going to be a freaking hell. Dude, okay, let me tell you, the Shaden Sharp comment section still won't stop. Like I feel like it's almost
good or bad.
Yeah. It's very polarizing. Like it's one or the other. A lot of good, a lot of bad. Not a whole lot of in between. And it's interesting.
Notice how both of these, and we're assuming the Chet's going to get some sort of same response. It's two guys that have probably the most questions out of any of these people. So of course there's going to be Shaden. You have the other questions. Obviously Chet, the weight and the frame. So I love it though. That's what makes this so great because people have disparaging opinions.
You know what's the nice thing I have about Chet that I don't have about anybody else? Footage. I don't have footage on Shaden Sharp. Yeah, I have footage on Chet Holmgren. Isn't that amazing what happens when, a guy plays?
As a freshman. I know. Listen, it's tough. That's why I'm excited. Next Tuesday, it's all going down. We'll be streaming it, live reactions. And then at that point, I'm telling you, if you're watching the stream, you're going to get the live analysis where we pick of kind of the idea of who we're taking. We're going to get it all. You got to tune in.
Also, supposedly, people could be in studio as well. So just be following Woodward Pistons, man. Just be looking out. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I was told to start hyping some stuff up, man. And
no, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, people are gonna wait for that. It's gonna be good. I'm excited. Everyone's talking about it during the shows. They're teasing it and I feel what's funny about this too. The NHL lottery was literally yesterday, wasn't it? And we just kind of all right, we got the 8th pick. I feel that's what I'm saying. Now that the NBA lottery is next week and we're going ape shit for it, so I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Anthony Pistons talk. What's up, fuckers? What up, you mother son of a piece of son of a boy?
Get your ass in here, Anthony.
Get your ass in here, man. You want to come? If you want it, Anthony, you can come.
Talk about Anthony should come on here and talk about Shaden Sharp. Like that's his guy. At least one of the guys he's very familiar with. So if he can come on and break, dude, that'd be great.
Yeah. Hey,
I don't know what he's doing right now.
Hey, I'm not trying to put the honus and the pressure on him, but he knows he's welcome. We got someone asking, do you guys think we could possibly trade with the Blazers and get 2 lottery picks, possibly a top 2 pick in the top 7? So, I mean, I think we could certainly get a second lottery pick. I don't think we could trade in Portland and get 2. I don't think we could get 2 lottery picks from them, but I think we could certainly trade with them and get a lottery pick. I mean, listen, that's going to be, I would imagine that's going to be the deal that Portland is going to want to propose. I'm sure their initial offer, they're not going to want to part with that first round pick. However, if they're wanting to build around Dame, I would imagine that's going to be on the table. However, the question is, what else are we getting in return? Because we need to get more than just a lottery pick in return for Jeremy Grant. because as good as that lottery pick can be, that lottery pick alone doesn't reflect his value. It just doesn't. So there would have to be a little bit more in that trade package for sure.
So, we can't unless they want to rerun back. We get Killian, Sadiq, and Isaiah Stewart. I'll type of beat all over again, which I think is highly unlikely. But I'll take 2 lottery picks for Jeremy Grant. I mean, if Portland wants to give it, of course, but I don't think it's likely at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Elite Source wants to know when is the draft lottery. It's May 17th in the evening time. I believe it's around 7 p.m. So we will be live on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel that night. So be sure to follow and subscribe to Woodward Sports on YouTube. Follow Woodward Sports on Twitter. Follow Woodward Pistons. Follow all the Woodwards, man. When in doubt, if it's Woodward, follow it. Mm-hmm. But with that, Jeff, this game's going on right now. Giannis is starting to take over a little bit. I just feel like even though this Milwaukee team feels really stripped down, feels really they kind of feel like a shell of themselves.
Yeah.
It just feels like this Boston Celtics team's too good, man. It just feels like the roster that they're putting together. I know you said a moment ago, you're sticking with your gut. You're picking Milwaukee, but like as this series is going on, first of all, what the hell is this Al Horford we're getting?
Yeah. I mean, he's getting career highs, like career high in the playoffs last game. Like he's locked in. And that's the difference, right? Like that's the difference between Boston and Milwaukee. Like Boston's getting Al Horford. I think Jaylen Brown had a quiet 18 points the other night. Like you remember the one game he went off, absolutely exploded in the first quarter. Like they have so many different guys that can get, their own bucket and get points. Like Giannis right now without Chris Middleton, it's tough, man. Like you need a guy like Chris Middleton that can not only go get you a bucket, but they can get a stop. Like they're missing a ball stopper and a guy who can go get a bucket. And if no one else is making shots and it's just Giannis, like you're saying, it's kind of like a Luka situation where you're getting Luka production. Everyone else needs to kind of tune it up. So Boston's deep. Like this is what I'm saying. Whoever wins this series, they're going to beat Miami or Philly. Like that's my call it a hot take. If anyone wants to disagree, and come on. But that's what I'm telling you. I mean, I think you would agree with me too. I'm not sure how you feel about it.
Oh yeah, 100%. No, I'm with you. But we got our guy Anthony. Oh, he's coming in hot, baby.
With the double middle fingers. What the fuck?
Yeah, double middle fingers, one for me, one for Jeff. I'm assuming it's at least you're spreading the love.
Yeah, I spread love. I don't create it.
Anthony, what's going on, man? How are you?
Not much. What are you guys doing?
Dude, just talking basketball. We were just kind of starting to talk. Anthony, what's your thoughts on Shaedon Sharpe?
Wait, Anthony, before you go, to the people that would say to you, I don't have footage on him in college. I don't have footage. All you have is high school footage and workouts. What do you say to those people?
I can understand I don't know, maybe they're afraid of that, but if you watch the tape, he's way more advanced in high school than the other high schoolers are. I think I told you guys maybe a month ago, reminds me a lot of Bradley Beal in a sense where he's got that body type. He's that, typical 2 guard that teams just want and they need. You see teams reach for 2 guards all the time because they're hoping they turn into a Devin Booker or they turn into a Bradley Beal. I think Shaedon Sharpe could go as high as 3 in the draft if a team really likes him. Right. But I think he could fall all the way down to maybe 8. So it just depends how the lottery turns out. But I would not be surprised if he goes top 5.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's got a heck of a skill set, man. I mean, he certainly has physical intangibles. There's a reason why he was at Kentucky in the first place. There's a reason why he can come straight out of Kentucky without playing a single game and still go top 10 in the NBA draft because, I mean, guy can bounce out the gym.
Right.
My perfect scenario would be being in a situation kind of like what the Lions just did, where we go get a guy up at the top of the draft who's the safe pick. Let's say we get a Jabari Smith Jr. with a top 3 pick. And then we're able to get another lottery pick, trading for that Portland pick. And then we get Shaedon Sharpe as well. So it's like how the Lions got their edge rusher and their elite wide receiver. We get our pick and roll partner, but also our backcourt duo with Cade. If we could do something like that, that would be a heck of a draft outcome, would it not?
It would. You just have to hope that Portland's pick doesn't, pass yours.
Yeah.
Because if they win the lottery and they're sitting with a Paolo Banchero or a Chet Holmgren, I think Damian Lillard's pretty damn happy.
But Anthony, we're gonna win the lottery.
I'm wearing my Ben Wallace jersey. I'm wearing it there.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. If Ben Wallace, do we know who's representing the Pistons? It's gotta be Ben, right?
They probably won't announce it until like last minute. Yeah. Honestly,
hopefully,
if it's not Ben, I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah. I mean, like, you could maybe make the argument that you have Cade there, but like, generally speaking, when they have their number one pick show up the next year to represent the lottery, it doesn't work out well.
Yeah, remember Luke Kennard?
Yeah, exactly. we don't talk about that for a reason.
Yeah. I don't even want. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Getting me pissed off just thinking about it.
100%. I go on Tankathon sometimes. That nothing stresses me out more than the Tankathon spin where it does your lottery simulation and shows where you end up. Nothing's worse than when you go on there and like you're like the Pistons and it's like you somehow get like the 60th overall pick. It's like how do we not even get into the first round?
No, I've gotten that. I've gotten the times where you spin it 4 or 5 times and I get like 3 5s, a 6, and like a 7, and then I just log off, restart my computer, and be like, all right, let's just keep away from this thing for a couple days because if I curse us, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be there at studio. So if we get the 7th pick, it's my fault. All right, because we had the number 1 pick when I wasn't there, and if I'm here this year, blame it on me. All right?
It's gonna be solely on Jeff and not on me being there. It's gonna be if Jeff is there,
it's all me.
That's the problem. 100%. But
I mean, he was there last year, and we still got it. So
yeah,
oh.
You were in the studio, weren't you?
No, I wasn't. I don't think so. Last year, I was watching your stream, but I wasn't in the studio.
I swear to God, you were. Oh no, that was Mikey. Never mind.
I was spiritually there. So
I was thinking. I was just like, I swear to God, you were there, but it was Mikey TikTok.
Mikey. Mikey was there 100%. Because I could tell his ass was probably the loudest one when you guys got the number 1 pick. When we got the number 1 pick, he's probably like screaming. Yeah, and then I'm at home watching the streaming. So,
so Banks has the question: do you guys think that if the Pistons draft Jabari Apollo, that they could end up being better than Cade and pushing Cade to the second best player? No,
if Cade's the second best player, that's a good situation. Like,
if they somehow, I mean, they have talent ceilings that are pretty high. If they end up being better than Cade, then like that's a good problem to have. But like,
and one thing I got to say this too, because Rod said it one time, and I believe it was Keith. Keith said it on a podcast with us. Mm-hmm. He said, okay, he necessarily with Cade, he doesn't have to. He might not even be your leading scorer. Like, there's going to be other guys that might be more, score more points than him, but the impact is what's going to separate Cade. So, of course, if you're going to base second best off points, maybe you have an argument. But I think complete, I don't think there's going to be a player that's going to come in and be that impactful on a team. Maybe, but I don't see it.
There is not a player in this draft that's better than Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, well, there's that to start. I mean,
simple as that. But like to your point, like Cade could average 14 points and be happy with it if it means wins.
Yep,
absolutely.
Like, I wouldn't like solely say Cade's going to average 20 points. I mean, he could average 20 points if he wanted to, but like, does that impact wins? I think he's more of, I want to help my team win than about individual stats.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And like, and I think there's just like, for one, there's guys that like whoever the Pistons draft in this draft isn't going to be asked to do what Cade did his first rookie year. But more importantly, they're never going to be able to do what Cade can do. That's just not who they are. That's just not what they're going to be. It's just not, it's just not possible.
The team's going to run through Cade anyway. Like, that's the main thing. Like, even if you get a Jabari, Apollo, whoever it is, it's still running through Cade to get to Apollo, whoever it is, because that's his game. It's just, that's how it works. And that's how it should work. Look at Dallas. Like, that's how it should work.
Yeah, 100%. And then do you think Chet could be an Evan Mobley type for us? I kind of see it with his type of build. I have been saying this for a while. Evan Mobley has this big skinny build. He comes in and does perfectly fine. Chet Holmgren comes in with his big skinny build. I don't know. This guy's skinny. That means he's not good at basketball. Just like if a guy's, not 6'2" or 6'3", he can't play point guard apparently, right, Jeff?
You and your Jalen Brunson bullshit. Let it go.
That's why I love Sean, because he'll always find a way to just kind of just poke me a little bit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Oh yeah.
No, listen.
Poke.
By the way, with this whole Jalen Brunson thing, Anthony, I don't know what's. I think you're on my side in terms of like if you'd want him or not for $25 million. I don't know how you feel about it, but
what
do you think? Okay.
No.
Keep pushing the number up, Jeff.
$20 million. Okay, we'll say 20 for 4 years.
I wouldn't even sign him for $10 million.
Oh
no.
Not even for $10 million?
No, Sean, let me tell you something.
Mic drop.
If Jalen Brunson and Cade Cunningham were a backcourt, we would get abused, okay? Jalen Brunson is a good player. Do not get me wrong, but I do not want a 5'11" guard in my backcourt.
5 foot.
He's like 6'2" in shoes. Come on.
Yeah, he might. Yeah, okay, he's got a point. I mean, he's
okay. First of all, he's currently on the Dallas Mavericks, who are a top 5 team defensively. So this
because they hide him defensively, Sean. They switch everything.
Well, yeah, you have to scheme and you have to do things differently defensively. But like you can't just minimize Jalen Brunson as this worthless sack of shit.
But Sean, can you admit this? Like, okay, he might play hard on defense, but like Anthony said, the guy's still 6'1" in shoes. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you just can't. Yeah. Like it's just out of his control. But again, I don't hate small guards. I'm not letting that message get delivered like that.
I don't know. You've been pretty anti-small guard.
Now, if you ask me, would you prefer a taller guard? Yes. I would, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, "Oh, I hate all small guards." Like, I mean, I appreciate
of course.
Small guards.
If you're going to get a great guard, you prefer him to be taller.
My whole point, and it's not about. I really said this at the beginning, did I not? Just imagining that backcourt in my head. If you sit there and you meditate and you just think of Cade Cunningham and Jalen Brunson in a backcourt, don't you just kind of just get something like you're about to just gag a little bit? Like, there's got to be something in there that's just like.
Reminds me of pushing for the 8th seed, you guys. I mean, let's go get swept if we want to go sign Jalen Brunson.
Let's go
straight up. Like, you're gonna pay him $20 million for what? And then you're probably not going to trade Jeremy Grant, so you still have Jeremy Grant on the books.
So then what's the alternate? Like, so what's the move you want him to make in free agency instead? What's the playbook?
Just don't overspend because the free agents are shit.
Yeah.
Like just don't spend any money this free agency.
No, you can spend money, but don't try to go get a Miles Bridges and give him $30 million. Like, don't try to go get a DeAndre Ayton. Don't try to go get a Jalen Brunson. It's just, I don't really see the point when next year's free agency is way more loaded. Keep that cap flexibility there. Like, why handicap yourself with Jalen Brunson? He's a good player. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't want him in a backcourt with Cade. Like, I don't want them to mimic what Dallas is doing. Do the Detroit way. Don't do the Dallas way.
Right. Hold on. C. Parker says every team has at least one 6-foot guard in their lineup. So our guys aren't making any sense.
Well,
if you could name me all the point guards that are 6 foot that are starting, we can have a.
I'll give him Fred VanVleet. That's about it.
Okay,
Fred VanVleet, Chris Paul, Jalen
you're naming
Brunson.
Hall of Famer, but you go on, Chris Paul, but go on, Jalen Brunson.
Okay, well, I know. You're asking me to name.
Point guards. This is my response to that guy. Like, this is my point. Like, if you want to name small guards, most of these guys, like, okay, Fred VanVleet, I'll give him. Okay, go on. Like, can we think Kyle Lowry? Really?
Trae Young, Darius Garland.
But Trae Young is like
Mills.
Trae Young is a damn MVP candidate one day. Like, that.
See, people get so obsessed with these big name free agents. The Pistons fans do it all the time. They wanted DeMar DeRozan last year. They wanted Fred VanVleet. You know, odds are Troy's not going to sign any of them. It's just smoke. It happens every year. Like, who's one player outside of maybe Marvin Bagley that we actually got that we heard reports of? I can't think of any.
Right. Yeah, no, that's fair. And you know what? The honest thing is, my real argument is not that like we need to add Jalen Brunson in order to like this is like we have to do it this summer. My argument is that I think you guys are overcorrecting and saying that he's just a scrub. And I'm just trying to say, hold on.
He's not a scrub.
He would bring a lot of value to this team if he ended up being a Piston. He would.
Oh,
however,
he would, Sean. I'm just against it.
And that's okay. That's kind of speaking for me as well. Like I don't hate that. Like I said, I don't hate the player. It's just, it just doesn't get me out of bed.
You just think that we can go and get someone better.
Yeah, and I hate thinking like that because it's not like we earned that. Like, you know what I mean? You need talent. I can't just be like, but it's true. Like for this free agency class isn't that great. So to Anthony's point,
do you think some of it though is just like being hesitant because of free agency mistakes we've made in the past?
Yes.
Do you think like it's just a subconscious fear that we as Pistons fans have, where like we can't screw it up? It's like, it's like, come on guys, like please don't screw this up. You know what I mean? Like, because all I hear from you, Jeff, I'm getting Ben Gordon vibes. And he's not Ben Gordon. He's not.
Okay. Ben Gordon gave the Bulls 20 a game before he got here. So I'm not saying Ben Gordon's the GOAT or nothing, but he was putting up buckets. All right. He was putting up buckets. But I want to get this question because this is a great question. Can Jalen, Alien Source put this in the chat, can Jalen Brunson help you win a championship? That's the question.
Not on this team currently. No, he's not a champion. We're not a Jalen Brunson away from a championship.
No, we're not.
No. He's a good player, though.
I didn't take it as like, is he the only move to get a championship? But if your team's, if he's your starting two guard or whoever it is, point guard.
You need a good bench player because I think at his maximum like floor in a championship level team, he's not going to be in your starting lineup. He's going to be off the bench. Like, can you imagine Jalen Brunson Golden State? Like, that would be great. Honestly.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe Sean Livingston on roids.
Yeah, he would be the best sixth man for the Golden State Warriors, humanly possible.
Sean Livingston vibes, like straight up. Like
no, okay. I don't want to compare. I don't want to compare the two like that. Sean was killing him in the mid range, but I think Jalen has a lot more to his game.
I'm not saying they're the same type of player. I'm just saying,
but
like,
I get what you're saying. Like,
him.
About same height.
This is what I'm saying, dude. I love you, Sean. God damn it.
Oh my god.
All right, what do we got here? Anybody saying nothing? I feel better about Brunson than I did about
J.R. Smith.
Yeah.
I think he's talking about Josh Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, you got a point. All right. You got a fair point.
There is one shooting guard that I wouldn't mind taking a shot on.
Who's that?
Victor Oladipo, who is going to be a UFA, who Troy Weaver did trade for.
Yeah. He is going to be super cheap.
He is going to be super cheap, too.
He's not going to – you don't have to break the bank to get him. He's a taller guard. He's not 5'11". He's 6'5". When he was healthy, he was a freaking monster in Indiana. That seems like a Troy Weaver type of move where he's kind of, swinging for the fences, trying to see, like, we'll take a chance on this guy. Kind of like Josh Jackson, Like, you never really know.
My question, though, is what can – Victor Oladipo be? I mean, like I know he's been pretty good for Miami. Like he hasn't been like, he hasn't like blown anyone away, I would say. But I mean, he's certainly, he just turned 30 a week ago. So
he's got to stay healthy.
Yeah. And I mean, like that is a type of veteran that you can bring in your locker room, and it would make the Pistons better. It would be certainly better than Corey Joseph in the starting lineup, that's for sure.
Sean, you'd be better than Corey. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I love Corey. He's a good guy.
Corey can actually run up and down the court.
I'm just joking.
I have
Corey's
a
nice guy. He's probably the nicest dude on the team. That's what I hear. So he is the nicest guy. So I gotta.
Yeah. I mean, plus he's getting the Supermax this summer, so I mean, we don't have to worry about that. Corey,
for sure.
Yeah. So shout out.
He's getting the bag.
Hey, King, let me know what you think about that Corey Joseph Supermax in the comment section down below. But anyway, I'm excited to see what they do this offseason. There's a lot of different directions that they can take it, but I think the idea, I think it's important that you guys do stress, and it is a fair argument that just because we have money this offseason doesn't mean we got to spend it. This is our first shot at having money, a first shot at being able to go in free agency and actually do things. But I want us to be careful with it. But at the same time, if talented players are available, I certainly don't mind us taking a swing at them. And I would argue that Jalen Brunson, he might not be a championship move. However, he is a solid back. He is a solid duo in the backcourt. He can offer more than what we have right now, and he can efficiently score at all three levels. So, I mean, the guy's been doing it since his first year in the league. I know there's the stat that he's playing $30 million over his current value, which, I mean, obviously you wouldn't pay him $30 million, but I mean, if you can get Jalen Brunson on a 4-year, $80 million contract about what you're paying for Fred VanVleet, that's a pretty solid player to have on your team going forward. That's a team that's a guy that can help you win some games.
And I think too, people, I mean, and this, but with free agency, everyone gets excited, obviously, because we have money, but you can always go out. If you have salary cap available, you can go out and trade for a player and acquire his salary as well. So there's always other options. It's not always alternatives rather than just free agency. And like during the season, there's always going to be one guy that's going to want out. And the Pistons with Troy Weaver and his player relationships, there's going to be chances. It just depends, but we'll see. I'm excited. Who knows? Who knows what Troy Weaver's going to do? I don't think anybody really has a sense, but
I mean, I think Anthony Simons is actually kind of under the radar move if you want to force Portland's hand and just like stick it to him. Yeah. Because when Damian Lillard was out, man, that boy was balling.
Woo!
He was dropping like 30 pieces. It seemed like every other night. I remember because my friend had him in fantasy and he kicked my ass every time I played him.
Yeah. There was just a stretch where Anthony Simons was just scoring on everybody. And it was cool to see. I mean, that Portland team, obviously, I look at their situation. They are the team that confuses me the most as far as what their future plans look like, because all signs point towards rebuild. However, they are hanging on to dear life on this idea that they're going to contend with Damian Lillard on their team, which, I mean, hey, you have Dame. I have full respect. Go out and try and win, but what are they going to be able to do, guys?
Sean, they're Jeremy Grant away from a championship. I mean, you should know this. I mean, that's how this works, right? When you're desperate, you go out and get Jeremy Grant. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's a damn good player, but Portland, man, it's just – I've never been able to figure out Portland. Like, I really – and that's why I feel for Damian Lillard. Like, a part of me respects that he's so loyal, but then a part of me is like, dude, like, come on. Like, that organization has not – and they've gotten – they've had playoff runs, but we've never looked at Portland and said they can make the finals. Even with CJ McCollum, I mean, hell of a backcourt. What'd you get from it? I mean, you lost to the Warriors, in the Western Conference Finals that one year?
Right.
I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly. We got Alien Source asking, is Zach Levine a free agent this summer?
I think he's an RFA.
Is he RFA?
Yeah, I believe he's a restricted. Oh, no, he's a UFA. Ooh.
Yeah, Zach Levine's an unrestricted free agent.
I know. I was telling you guys in the that group text the other night, like, Caden, Zach Levine would be cool. And then I see a report that Portland might go after him with Dame, which it's like,
really?
Yeah. So,
man,
that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I even saw, did you guys see, it was Javante, what's his name? He's the guard for the DeJounte Murray for the Spurs. Mm-hmm. He tweeted that photo like a week or two ago of Zach Levine in the Spurs jersey.
Yeah.
Like straight up, he tweeted the edit and was like, this is cold. I'm like,
recruiting at its finest.
Yeah, that is just straight up tampering, is it not?
I love it.
Oh yeah, 100%. What's the price tag for Simons? I mean, I mean that's the tough thing, because it's hard. That's the thing, because what is that what Simons can really be, or is that what he was just because he was getting the workload of Damian Lillard since Lillard wasn't on the court? That's my question.
He'll get 15 million easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's more so asking like, what's the price tag for like trading for him? What do you have to trade, or like what does that package look like? Which, to be honest, I'm not entirely sure, but
maybe with Jeremy, that'd be I don't know what they would have asked for in return, but
yeah.
Anthony's a good player, so they're going to ask for something.
Yeah, for sure. Why not throw the kitchen sink at Ayton?
I mean, you could, but
you could, but yeah, Phoenix
would
also throw a kitchen sink at him. So
yeah, here's the thing. First of all, in the NBA world, you don't have many kitchen sinks in your house. And so when you got a kitchen sink and you're gonna throw it, you want to make sure you're doing it at the right piece. Does DeAndre Ayton talk about, he obviously has been dominant for Phoenix, but does he make us a contending team? I don't think he does.
Oh,
makes us better.
Not right away. You're right, but seeing the impact he has in Phoenix, I feel like he would bring that type of impact to Detroit. Now, Phoenix has Chris Paul and Devin Booker, so they're like miles ahead of where we would be. But
right,
I like DeAndre. Now, I mean, this is my problem with DeAndre. I feel like he has so much. He has the potential to be like a 25 and 10 guy. But I think the system he's playing in, and part of that is he's just been consistently like a double-double guy, probably 15 to 17 points. I feel like he can do so much more than that. Like, he's just coming out of college. I was like, I felt like Shaq 2.0 vibes a little bit with a jump shot. And I'm kind of getting just a solid big man. Now, what does that cost? I don't think it's Rudy Gobert money, probably. I mean, he's probably going to ask for that, but it's tough. It's tough.
I think with him, he can do more, but he plays a role in Phoenix.
Yeah.
And if he was here in Detroit, my only question would be what do you do with Isaiah Stewart and Marvin Bagley? Because you could keep Stewart theoretically because he's still on a rookie deal, but you probably would have to say bye Bagley, and you'd probably have to say goodbye to guys like Luka Garza, which I don't really think any of us would really be too sad about that.
Yeah,
but
I don't think Luka's spot. I just don't think realistically he has a spot.
I think he's going to be gone. But I think if you were to go after DeAndre Ayton, I think defensively you would get a lot better. It would give Cade Cunningham a lob threat. I think defensively it would make us a lot better. I just don't know if you're more than a 7th seed with him. And are you willing to pay the max for DeAndre Ayton?
Right.
I know some fans are, which I can respect that, going after a big fish, trying to get that big fish to come to Detroit. But I still think Troy is going to be very smart with his money and just go all in next year. I think just going all in next year, you could maybe get a Kevin Durant. You never know the way he's talking about Cade Cunningham and Sadiq Bey and those guys. Like, I'd be open to that more than Ayton.
I suppose I'd be open to a Kevin Durant coming to Detroit.
Yeah, I mean,
greedy-ass Pistons fans. I suppose.
Yeah,
no,
you know what? Sitting back, thinking about it for a second, I would be open to the possibility. And I don't know why.
Matt listen, Matt said something in the chat that we've been echoing too, and we can talk about free agency, but a lot of this depends on the lottery. I mean, he's right. This is what we echo every time we talk about this because you don't know where they're going to land. You don't know who they're going to take. If they slide down to 7. And let's say, all of his favorites are gone, Troy's favorites, and you got Jalen Duren. I think that changes, at least some things. I mean, you don't know who they're taking. So it's important, but it's fun to talk about it.
Well, you also don't really know who teams are really interested in until the lottery order gets picked either. Because at that point, I mean, you can probably tell, but you truly know because at that point you can tell which teams want to trade up. You can tell which teams want to trade down. You can tell which teams are really excited about where they're at. You can tell when Troy Weaver looks at the camera his first year and just looks dead inside with getting 7th in the lottery. But it's just one of those things where it really does all depend on the lottery. And that's why we're trying to do our due diligence of talking through all these scenarios, because it's, again, with the lottery coming up, that's what it has at stake is, it truly does answer a lot of questions of a lot of players' futures beyond just the guys who are getting drafted during the NBA draft. So for the Pistons, it's going to ultimately decide if a lot of these guys are going to be staying in Detroit in the long term. So with that, Anthony, you're going to be in studio for that, right? You're going to be there?
I have no idea, man. I work so freaking much now.
This man needs a nap.
Yeah, I work a lot.
We'll make you a little pallet in the studio. You take a nap before, and then we'll wake your ass up for the lottery, and then you pop up and just join with us.
Dude,
you could even
nap. You could even nap during. We could have an Anthony cam of you just napping. We could have an alternate stream where people are just watching you sleep.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this sounds super creepy. He's just over there. Everyone's just
I'm not trying to pull it easy, man.
I Yeah, that meme, man, that needs to go public. I was crying when you sent me that. I mean, what I feel like Easy is the guy to get caught like that a lot. I'm sorry, but that like if this man falling asleep like that, you had to get it. You had to get it.
I never told you the backstory of how that happened, did I?
Yeah, what happened?
So he was done working, and I think it was the NFL draft lottery party that day, and he's just like, dude, I'm so tired. And I was like, take a nap. And he's like, okay. So he's taking a nap, and one of the guys going to record their podcast, they're knocking on the glass for like good 20, 30 minutes, and he wouldn't wake up. And that's why I took the picture. I mean, you got like Lady Jane's employees going like this, like taking a picture and shit like that. Like he just wouldn't wake up.
Like you have to check his pulse. Poor Easy, man. He was beat.
He was zonked.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling beat myself too, so we might not go too much longer. But
no, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, we got some questions. What are y'all's expectations for Marvin Bagley next year? I mean, the ceiling is the roof. I mean, what you know? No, in all seriousness, I mean with Marvin, it's he can do a lot of really good things. I think one thing that we want to temper our expectations a little bit with, he did only have half a season with us this past year. So like we don't even know if that's the guy we're getting in the fall. However, I have full faith that if he works hard, learns the system more, gets ingrained into the system, works closely with Coach Casey and his development staff over the summer. I mean, I think Marvin Bagley can be a really solid player. Now, assuming we get a top 3, again, it's all depends on the lottery because Marvin Bagley's importance goes down a little bit if you have a Jabari Smith Jr. or a Chet Holmgren or a Paolo Banchero. It just does, right? However, the opportunity to have two top overall like caliber guys like Bagley and Banchero, 2 Duke top like wings that were like recruited among the top of their class, to have those guys in the helm and in the building is something you feel good about. So, I mean, the fact that we have Marvin Bagley and the fact that he, we got him for as cheap as we did, really, it's all gravy from here, wherever he is, in my opinion, because Sacramento looks dumb, and that's what ultimately matters.
I mean, head coach Mike Brown, let's go.
Yeah. I mean,
enjoy the playoffs,
parting
Mike Brown.
gift. Like the last thing Joe Dumars did before he left the Sacramento Kings was give us the gift of Marvin Bagley. He was like, and to Detroit, Marvin Bagley. All right, I'm out.
Oh my gosh.
Said deuces.
That's how you do it. But with that, Jeff, Anthony, who you guys got winning tonight? Right now, Boston's up by 9 in the fourth. Who you guys got winning against between Golden State and Memphis? Who you got?
Oh, well, I'll go first because this is easy, Anthony. I mean, give me Golden State. I mean, they're stepping their foot right on the throat tonight. That series is closed.
Yeah, they broke the code.
Oh my God! I know.
Straight up, Golden State's got this. John Morant's done. Like I told you guys, I got Golden State.
No, Golden State broke the code when Jordan Poole injured his knee by touching it that one time.
I guess Gary Payton's elbow doesn't mean shit to you then.
I was just gonna say, is breaking the code slapping a man across the face while he's airborne? I mean, come on.
Not just slapping a man across the face when he's literally like leveling him and setting him to the oblivion. Like he sent that man in the shadow realm.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I still got Golden State and Miami in the finals. I'm still riding on that.
Wow. I actually like that.
I think whoever Miami faces in the next round, they might win one game.
That's okay. That I was kind of getting there, Sean. I was trying to lube them up a little bit, and then I was going to let them know. Listen, whoever's winning this Boston Celtics and Milwaukee series, I think they're beating Miami. But
if Milwaukee wins it, I don't know.
What is Chris? Does anybody have a timeline on Chris?
Like, he's out for like the rest of the playoffs.
But but here's the thing.
Okay, hold on.
If the Boston Celtics win, a fully healthy Boston Celtics team against the Miami Heat, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown would give that team fits.
Against Jimmy Butler, Bam, and Kyle Lowry. That would be a 7-game series. And I'm going to
but Kyle Lowry hasn't been the same Kyle Lowry though.
He hasn't, but my thing with Miami is Spo could coach circles around. I can't even pronounce his name because he's a rookie.
Ime Udoka's not a scrub.
He's not a scrub, but I don't know, something about Miami. It's just they were the first seed, the number 1 seed all year, basically, like 1 and 2. It's just hard to bet against them. It's just to me the way they play basketball is just the right way. Yeah. You know, they don't over rely on a Jason Tatum or a Jaylen Brown. Like if Jimmy Butler's like not hitting his shots, I mean, you got Bam Adebayo that can step up. Like it's next man up with them. It's like if Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown don't play well, Boston doesn't win.
Yeah. But I would say though the one it is next man up for them, but I think my one concern with that is I almost wonder if that has a ceiling though. Is like once you're getting into the deeper parts of the playoffs, when you do have teams like Boston where, you know, they can also to a certain extent, like if Jason Tatum's not performing, Jaylen Brown more than likely is. Or if Jaylen Brown's
Al Horford's been balling too.
Even Al Horford's been balling for them. So like with Boston, like it's been a team effort for them overall as well. So like to me, it's just looking at them defensively. Like I just have a hard time. Like Miami some nights already has a difficult time scoring the ball. You know what I mean?
But the positive thing between these two teams is they're both defense first. Like Miami, they focus on that side of the ball. Boston, Ime Udoka, defensive-minded head coach. So I think either way, that series, man, would be a dog fight. That would be some low. I think it'd be more low-scoring games. I mean, that would be. That's why I mean, I like Milwaukee. I pick them to win because Giannis is the best player in the world, and that's why I'm going with Milwaukee. But Boston and Miami would be a great series. You think Philly has any chance? Realistically,
no, not with Embiid. If Embiid is out with his face, then no. It's just I feel bad for him because he's got to deal with James Harden, and like Joel Embiid to me, I think he's the best there in the NBA.
Mm-hmm. And Nikola Jokic exists.
He does. he does. Shout out to the MVP.
He's okay.
But
we'll leave that alone.
For me, I think like I feel bad for Embiid. Honestly, he like imagine if he had Chris Paul. Like he just needs a good point guard. And he really hasn't had one since. Yeah, that's a trade. That's a trade that they almost made. That would have been a game changer for him, man.
If only Ben Simmons would shoot the goddamn ball.
Well, didn't you guys hear? His back's feeling better.
He got surgery. It's gonna be fine, guys.
He's freaking playing Fortnite during the first round of the playoffs.
Jesus Christ!
Did you guys see that?
Remember when he came? Go on.
Someone took a screenshot because they were friends with him on Discord and said he was playing Call of Duty while they were playing basketball.
Dude, remember when Ben Simmons came out of LSU and people actually thought he was going to be
the next
James.
LeBron? That is an actual thought people had. And they were like, only thing, this guy can't shoot the three to save his life. But if he can,
if
game changer, if
big if,
I'm telling you, which means he's gonna.
Well, guess what?
Put in the work.
If I was 6'8" and had we can play the if game all day. All right, we could just play the ifs all we want. But the reality is, the man ain't shooting. So shout out to Brooklyn though. I think he'll work better in Brooklyn because he has so many guys around him that can just get buckets. He can just chill back and be like, all right, I can just do this, facilitate, do my thing, get an easy dunk here, get an easy dunk there. But in Philly, my God, those fans tore him apart. They still hate him. So
as they should.
As they should, yes, absolutely.
At this point, I would be more willing to make the bet that Jeff Iafrate will be 6'8" than Ben Simmons will get a jump shot in the NBA.
I would bet money that Easy is taller than Jalen Brunson.
From left, oh God, that's a stray bullet right
there. That's a stray bullet to end it on, right?
Yeah, that's tough.
Anthony, thank you for answering the challenge, answering the call. Thank you for hopping on the courthouse. Jeff, thank you for being here. Hey, this is a show that's growing, man. This is something I want to keep doing. Thank y'all, everyone, for tuning in. Obviously, it's a little difficult with basketball is coming on, but This is an open forum, open question live stream that we'll be doing every week. If you want some, come get some. Come debate on the podcast. It is an open forum. We will catch you guys next week. Enjoy the playoffs, and we'll have more content for you later this week. We'll catch you all next time from Half Court